So we have made it to the Guadalupe Visitor Center. Campground's just over here, so. And it is socked in.
Yeah, we are in a cloud.
Yeah, and it's misty. You can't see anything.
It's cold.
So we're really kind of disappointed with that. I mean, we were hoping to see so much about this area, but it's looking like even through tomorrow it's going to be this way. So it's not like we could get up in the morning and try to do something, but we're just going to try to make the best of it.
See what we can see.
Visit the visitor center and check that out. Right. So I imagine this is a beautiful view when it's clear, but you can see the vegetation in front of you. And there are some signs here that talk about different things. All right, so these talk about this area. They evolved from the remains of an ancient reef 250 million years ago. Behind the reef lay a shallow lagoon. There you go. We are here. Okay. And this talks about the ancient Capitan Reef might have looked like this to a prehistoric diver. Remains of many of the reef's plants and animals may be found today in fossilized form in the rocks of the Guadalupe Mountains. Okay, so off of the visitor center are quite a few trailheads. We're probably just going to take some of the very small ones today because it's kind of pointless to try to hit any of the peaks or overlooks because you can't see anything. But anyhow, we can get out and check out some of these other smaller ones.
Alright, so we have opted to go up to the Frijole.
Yes, I think you're pronouncing
Frijole, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, Ranch. There's apparently a museum up here and a trail that we may take depending on how the weather's looking.
You won't see it.
Interesting,
yeah, you're going into the, I think they call them the alligator pine, or alligator cedar.
It's interesting because every part of Texas here that we're seeing just has different terrain.
All right, so we are here. Shane, you want to show them what we're going to be doing here?
We're here and we're going in to check out the history museum. Yeah, which looks like it's right down here, and then we're going to do the Smith Spring Trail. Yep.
We had to choose this because everything is socked in. If you look behind us,
That's where
any kind of elevation, you're going to get socked in. So we're kind of staying low and checking out the trails kind of low. We're kind of bummed that we're missing out on. We're going to try to do the McKittrick Trail up to the grotto. And once we got there, we're going to see if we wanted to do the notch. But
seems kind of pointless.
yeah, it seems pointless when you can't see anything. So we're going to check out some of the other attractions and trails in the area, and this is the Frijole Ranch.
We continued our scenic trek up to Smith Springs.
We are at Smith Springs. Groundwater springs to the surface along the southeast base of the Guadalupe Mountains. The waters of Smith Springs and of Manzanita Springs below arise from an underground reservoir of permeable sandstone, a rock layer deposited in the Permian Sea. This spring water begins in the higher elevations northwest of you, where rainfall is greater. The water then percolates down through a complex system of joints in the limestone and sandstone layers which form this 280 million 500-year-old fossil reef. All right, so we are almost to the end of this trail. We're now heading back to the ranch. That's where we started out. Really cool trail. I think it's a little more than 2 miles that loops around. You get to see a really beautiful spring. It's just a really pretty area. The trees are beautiful. We wanted to share with you our campsite here in Guadalupe National Park. It's a really, really small RV campground, and you have to make reservations pretty far in advance.
And I don't even think it's a campground. It's like
it is a campground.
I know, but it's a section of the parking lot that you're allowed to park in overnight.
But anyway, there are no hookups at all, no power. It was we got this site done back in October, I think.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna look behind us.
Yeah,
here.
that's our view tonight. So fantastic.
I don't know if you can see it or not, but we'll share that with you. But we're socked in because of the clouds, and it's still, I mean, it is just a beautiful view. So,
all right, so this is our site for the night. We got the mountains behind us. And over here is actually, it's a trailhead for Guadalupe Peak, Dogs Canyon, the Bowl. A couple different trails take off from this area. So here in Guadalupe Mountains National Park, this is our view out the back of the van. Not too shabby. We spent the rest of the evening watching the clouds roll in and out of the valleys and around the mountains.